Hi, I'm Elisa.
I'm Ben.
And this is E for You. Today's podcast. What's today's podcast name, Ben?
We're going to talk about garbage humans.
Yes, but not those kinds of garbage
Not
humans.
trashy.
The good kind. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, my name's Kellie Stiewert. I run Garbage Humans of ATX, which is an org that we host trash cleanups once a month in Austin, all around. We switch it up. Yeah, and it's like a social thing. You know, a lot of people do like social bike rides, but this is like a social trash cleanup. It's a great way to meet like-minded people.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We were here like hoping for you to be, in our presence on our podcast, right, Ben?
Excited. I'm loving all the purple.
Yes,
our
purple is our vibe today, in case you didn't know. And another vibe we like to start off with is yuppers. So, what's your yuppers today, Kelly?
Something that has brought me joy this week, I learned about an org called Heartening Austin. And the mission is to try to find a home for anything that you want to donate in Austin. So they have a website, heartening.org, and you can just Google like breast pump or computer monitor or like literally whatever. And there's a list of like somewhere that will take it, or you can schedule a pickup or like a drop off. And I just think that's so cool. I think like eliminating the middleman of the thrift store or whatever, and just giving folks directly what they need is really cool.
I love thrifting. You love thrifting?
I like thrifting. Yeah. I also like direct aid.
Exactly. What's your yuppers?
Mine would be this Saturday. I went to the work conference, which was sponsored by Future Front, and I went with our friend Reza. And it was really cool. I learned a lot of things. I met a lot of really cool people. There was a lot of like networking. So it was a really good experience.
Okay. In case you didn't know, Reza was our first guest for season 2 of E for You here at Dawa and for E for Youth. I think my yuppers would be the Addies. I was the project manager for that, and I've been involved in the Addies in the advertisement world it's been a hot minute. But, that was a big challenge I took on. And I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
It was fun.
Yeah, was it?
Good event.
I'm glad you liked it. I'll invite you to more.
Networked there too.
Yeah, he's been busy.
Yeah.
Fun little drink tickets.
I find on the floor. Yeah, this one's for me. But yeah, I think we're gonna get into questions right now, Ben. What do you got? What do you got?
All right, so like we said, the first thing is like garbage humans is not trashy people. What is it? Like, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So the name just started off a play on words. It started off with just me and my friends, informally doing trash cleanups. And one of my friends, after a while, had said something about like him being a garbage human as a joke. And I was like, actually, that's a good name because it's like, we're humble. We're not bragging. Anywho, yeah, Garbage Humans we do trash cleanups once a month all around town. And I try to use the online platform too. I have an Instagram page to share local and national like climate action steps. And then I also try to use the platform to share climate optimism because slipping into that climate doom is real easy. And there are good things happening that don't get enough attention. So I try to use this space for all of those. So you don't even have to come to the cleanups to like be a garbage human. Yeah.
Yeah, that climate doom, it hits hard.
You're just easy there and you sit down, you spiral.
And it's like, because what is the thing? This is a little bit off topic. I think I saw it a couple of years ago. They said we have to like 2030 or something to reverse like the emissions or something like that.
I think it's like, even been bumped up. Like it's rough.
Yeah,
but
it's
anyway,
really easy
we
to
need
like
the examples of like what is working, and so yeah, I try to use the space to share that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved with Garbage Humans? Like, how long have they been in Austin? Like, maybe like where are they showing up?
Yeah. So me and my friends started it together, just like I said, informally at first, just with our friends. And then so that was in March 2021. So the first cleanup, we all had masks because it was, we were just a cautious group. And then I think that fall, a friend was just like, man, I've met so many wonderful people at these cleanups. Like, have you thought about opening this up and like, making some sort of social media? So we did, and it's just kind of steadily grown since then. As far as where we clean up, all over, we typically go, I try to plan them for different areas of town so that it's more accessible to people, especially like I have a couple of friends who don't have cars. And so going somewhere all the way across Austin is not always easy. So anyway, usually we rotate between Bartholomew Park, the 360 overlook, because there's just so much foot traffic through there. Like people will bring their Starbucks cup or whatever and just toss it. Boo.
Exactly.
And Secret Beach, which is part of Roy G. Guerrero, so that's like South Austin. So try to hit up some different areas, but we've done a couple of camp cleanups as well. So like areas where there either are or were unhoused people living, and try to, because it's, if you're having a hard time making money for food, it's hard to get things like trash bags or to even know where to put that because there's no real legal place for unhoused people to dump trash. So anyway, it can pile up really quickly. So we've done 2 camp cleanups. The one earlier this year, we filled up 8 truckloads full of trash. It was the biggest one ever. It was, wow.
That was a
good
lot.
one. Yeah.
How have you seen Garbage Humans kind of like develop since it started? Like, it sounds like it started out as, like you said, like informally, like some friends, and now it's kind of like a full-fledged like thing. Like, how have you seen that develop over the past couple of years?
Yeah, it's mostly been for the good, for sure. I think part of the benefit of it expanding just beyond my friends is, of course, getting to meet cool new people, but then also just diversifying the group a little bit. Like, I personally love when kids come because they just ask the coolest questions, and it tends to just shape the nature of the conversation amongst us adults too, and just get excited, and kids, they ask pretty thoughtful questions of like, well, why are people living in the park and stuff like that? And so it's like, it's always a fun exercise to try to explain more complex things, but like on their level, Anyway, how else has it changed? I mean, it's definitely gotten bigger. We have too many followers.
It has like a couple thousand, I think.
Yeah, we're at almost 3. Yeah.
Okay, you're an influencer.
No, I don't have it linked to my account or anything. But yeah, the community is growing, which is great. And I not all of those people can come. Like, I did a poll recently on the stories that just asked people directly, like, are you just here for the climate optimism? And they were like, yeah, like a good amount of the people were. And I think that's great. Like, there's space for that in the community too. I think it's just like gathering like-minded people who care about the planet and just like us all feel discouraged, right? Hopeless about it sometimes. And I'm not here to say too that the cleanups are like changing the world. Like, cleaning up the trash in the park is not stopping climate change, but it is an actionable step that you can take that feels good, and that inevitably, like, what is that? Like, snowballs into something else, right? And it's just like, we just need to keep doing things that fuel us and that feel good, and that always leads to other things. Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, like, my mom took me to go to like to some garbage cleanup over there on like a trail in Austin. And I was like, wow, like every time I pass by that trail, even now, like I see it and I'm like, wow, I cleaned that one up.
Oh.
So I think there is a lasting impact that each person has and takes away from, like, going and helping your organization.
Yeah, it's healing also to like have land stewardship and care for the land in that way. Like, we're pretty far removed from, I think, our ancestral roots, in which that was like a real everyday deeper practice. So it feels good to do it.
Yeah, I think like when I met you, it was at Bengali night when Tanzia hosted that, right? And I had never heard of like any sort of organization or anything. Like, I remember you described Garbage Humans to me. This was probably in like October, maybe.
That was like, that's all of our origin story on our podcast.
Yeah, like, yeah, it was
that's where everything starts. Yes.
But yeah, and I never heard of anything like that. And I remember thinking, like, leaving like with an impression of like, oh, that's really cool that, like, you know, there's people out here that care enough about, like, you know, the community and the land as well to, like, you know, really go out there and clean up it. Because I think, like, my only exposure really had been, like, you know, like when you're driving on like the highway and there's like the people in like the bright yellow vest like cleaning up on the side of the road, like that's all I had seen. And then
they're not
was,
cleaning
like,
up because they want to.
I know, it's like, what is it called, like parole or something?
Yeah, they're on
like,
parole.
Yeah. But like hearing this, I was like, oh wow, there's people that really like go out there, like volunteer. Like that's kind of something I had never really thought of. But I was like, I think do something.
Okay, one thing about those folks, I always roll down my window and say thank you, and they
Oh,
love
that's
it.
so sweet.
Nice.
But also I just want to say too, there are numerous organizations in Austin that do host cleanups. They're awesome. I'm not trying to like be like, don't go to them. I post Keep Austin Beautiful cleanups all the time on the Garbage Humans page. Okay. What I'm trying to do though is just like, so I don't have any, like, you don't have to sign up to come to a cleanup. You just show up. So for folks who, I don't know, have crazy schedules or I don't know, it just feels a little bit more accessible. But no, there are so many great cleanup orgs in Austin, so I'm certainly not the only one. Awesome. Unfortunately, there's a lot of trash. Yeah. Any other questions?
I think we kind of flew through the questions.
No,
I don't even know how long
that
we've
was
been
pretty
talking.
much it. You know, we just really love helping the planet and being there and what your mission is as an organization. Yeah. So would you like to share your organization and where we can find you to everybody else?
Yeah. So mostly I just run it through an Instagram page called Garbage Humans of ATX, which is linked to a Facebook page if Facebook is your thing.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. And then I also, just a little plug, I'm also a core organizer for the Free Fridges in Austin, and that social media is at ATX Free Fridge. Yeah.
And everybody, we fully support Free Fridge. Yes. Go use it.
High quality ingredients.
Resources at its finest.
Give some, take some.
Giving to the community. Really awesome. Yes. And Ben, where can everybody find us?
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook.
We don't have TikTok. Sorry, we're not that cool.
Not TikTok coming, but E for Youth.
That's all from E
for
You.
Thank you.